Good morning, students. Last class we had studied about the introduction of heredity, and there we had seen about the definition of heredity and variation. Then, after that, we had seen its type, and we had studied about the monohybrid cross also. Just I am recalling that one. Monohybrid cross, as you people had studied, that there only one contrasting character is going to be crossed, that is its pure line, dominating and recessive one. Capital T, that is showing the dominating character, tall, small t, that is showing the dwarf. Then from that gamete we got capital T small t, and the offspring we got, that is your capital T small t, that will be your hybrid one. All the four offsprings will be your capital T small t in F1 generation, that will be the dominating one. Later children, what happened, that capital T small t, when it is going to do the self pollination, again in the next generation, that is in F2 generation, we got pure line of both dominating and recessive along with 50% of your hybrid one. Okay children, that we had studied already in last class. One more example of monohybrid cross is given in your textbook, that is about the colored flower and white flower. Colored flower, that is capital C, and white flower, that is small c. When they will cross, all the F1 generation you will get, that will be capital C small c, and which is going to represent your colored flower. Then again that same phenomena we have to do. What all offsprings we got in F1 generation, again the self pollination will be carried out. Capital C and small c, that will be crossed with capital C small c. We will get four offsprings. The first offspring will be pure dominating, that is capital C capital C. Then two hybrid one we will get, that is capital C small c. That too will be colored morphologically. And the last one you will get, that is small c, that will be your white in color. So both dominating and recessive characters are going to be visible after one generation, that is in F2 generation it will be visible. Then children, what the conclusion he gave about the monohybrid cross, he told that two type of dominating character is there. One is your pure line, another one is your hybrid one. And always the F1 generation is for the dominating character, and F1 generation there will be recessive character, but they are not going to express itself. It will be going to be expressed in the F2 generation. Then both the male and female parents are going to be shown the equal contribution. F2 generation, always the parents will show the dominating recessive along with the hybrid one. Then children, here we had seen about the tallness and roughness, and after that we had seen about the colors. Okay, two type of monohybrid cross we had studied. Then children, on the basis of that, Mendel had been classified his three laws. The first one is your law of dominance, second one is your law of segregation, third one is law of purity of gamete. One after the other we will learn. The first one already we had studied, that is the law of dominance. When two pure line contrasting characters are going to be crossed, that is a pair of single contrasting character, but it will have pure line, that is dominating as well as the recessive. You will get in F1 generation all the dominating offsprings, that is the law of dominance. Today we will learn about the law of segregation. Okay children, then law of purity of gamete next time we will see. Dihybrid cross, in this case children we are going to take two contrasting character. Okay, the shape of the seed and the color of the seed we had taken. Two types of shape of the seeds are there, one is your round, another one is your wrinkled. Then two type of color of the seeds are there, that is yellow and green. Here in F1 generation we got the hybrid of all the four characters, round, yellow, wrinkled, green. Means it will have all the four characters, capital R, capital Y, small y. When it is going to do the self crossing, that is capital R, capital Y, small y. As we people are studying about the dihybrid cross, you can see with shape of the seed the color is also going to be attached. So in this crossing, as you can see this quadrant or the Punnett square method, here you can see capital R, capital Y, small r, capital Y. Then the third one, capital R, small y. Then the last one, small r, small y. Okay children, means with both the contrasting character, the shape of the seed is also included there and the color of the seed is also included there. Here in this case, you will get 16 offsprings. How many offspring children? 16. For this children, you can make the tabular form also, as I can show you here. Always children, we are going to show at the left hand top corner male and female. After that we will show the contrasting character. Capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y. Okay. Then small r, capital Y, small r, small y. The same thing we will write in that same order. Capital R, small y, small r, capital I, capital Y, and small r, small y. Okay children. After that, see children, what we will do? We will do the crossing in this manner. Means this particular thing is going to be written along with this all four. Then again this one is going to show with all the four. This one again going to show with all the four, and so on. So what happens children in this case, as you can see here in the figure, capital R, capital Y, capital R, capital Y. So first offspring will be capital R, Y, Y. Then this one is going to be crossed with this. So capital R, small r, Y, Y, and so on. The process will be carried out for all the offsprings, and you will get 16 offspring total. So in this case, when you will study in detail, you will found that round yellow, morphologically wrinkled yellow, wrinkled green, okay, and green wrinkled. You will get this all contrasting character. As you can see in this quadrant method, here this one and this one. This children, okay, and you can see children here. This particular one and this particular one. That is the pure line. R, R, Y, Y, small r, small r, small y, small y. So this is the pure line. What we had crossed, that we will get. And the others one are the hybrid of the parents. Okay children. So the ratio you can see 9:3:3:1. That will be the ratio of the phenotypic one. Okay, that is morphologically it will be visible. And as you can see in the tabular form, when we will go for the genetic ratio, as in that monohybrid cross we had studied, single contrasting character, capital T, small t is also representing the tall, and capital T is also representing the tall. Here also that same thing, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Keep remember children, if one of the dominating character is present, then the complete offspring will visible in that form only. Capital R, capital Y, that will be round yellow only. Third one you can see, one capital R is there, two capital Y is there, then also it will be represented your round yellow only. Fourth one you can see, one capital R, one capital Y, one small r, one small y, but then also it will be representing your round yellow only. Keep remember this one, okay? And the next one, see children, for round green. In this case, capital R will be there and small y will be there. Then it will be round green. Then small r, capital Y will be there. Then it will be wrinkled yellow. If one alphabet is also present in that particular offspring, then it will be showing that one. Then small r, small y, that is representing your wrinkled green. So children, this one is law of independent assortment, means all the four contrasting characters, they are not showing any boundaries that round will be along with yellow only or wrinkled will be along green only. They can go for any of the contrasting character, but round or wrinkled means one shape will be there and one color will be there, that will be maintained. Otherwise it will be in that same manner. Okay children, I hope you people had understood this one.